I really have a topic that I want to talk about today, and it is haters. Okay, listen, haters, 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 haters gonna hate. I want to go full circle with the haters, so follow me. Just listen to this. It'll just take a couple minutes. So, I grew up in a big city, right? I grew up in Orange County, California. Then from there, I moved to Las Vegas. And then from there, I moved to a small city. So I learned a lot about being in a small city. And the first and foremost thing I want to say is I've been a hater, so I could relate. And I've actually dove in and came full circle with this whole haters thing. And what I've come to the conclusion with is first, by me moving to a small city, which I've been in a small city for about going on 11 years, and I've learned a lot. Guess what I learned? That I know out of all people, hello, I I wouldn't say I am now. However, I was so close-minded. I used to think like, God, this town, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of close-minded people because some people move to, some people never leave the state where I live in, all right? And so they actually have a name for people who never leave the state. And yeah, it is a little disrespectful. However, they call them Utardians, I think. And I know I learned so many weird words and interesting things like good old boys and just different things living in a small town. However, that's not what I'm going to just talk about. So haters, I feel, are closed-minded people. And so I learned that I was really closed-minded in some areas. Other areas, I'm like, shoo, wide open. In other areas, I was so closed-minded. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm not like that anymore. And I want to say something to you guys. Do you think that you are a hater? I think we all have it in us because there's jealousy, envious, not really thinking of bigger picture like, hey, there is plenty to go around, okay? Why am I a threat to you? Or why are you a threat to me? That's ridiculous. And so here's what I want to say. I've learned to go full circle with the whole hater thing. And today on my jog, I have the most, I'm not kidding, I had so much like love and gratitude for people who have hated on me. And I'm going to tell you why. You actually push me to be my highest and best self because it gives me the opportunity to look deeper inside and to go deeper inside and be like, you know what? I'm capable of a hell of a lot more where that came from. And so using haters for good and to push you to be your highest and best self, don't you settle. Don't you accept what you hear about yourself. Use it for the greater good. And so where a lot of stuff stems from for me is tapping into people who have died before me. And so I just want to share this really quickly. I'm thinking of like if your dad has passed away, like someone who's lost a grandmother, a mother. I mean, I've lost a child as well. However, I don't feel my dad is still living. I don't feel like I don't tap into him that much. Like he's just always here. I feel like he protects his siblings and his presence is very well known. Like we are blessed. Okay. And so when someone dies, it hurts and you go through these things like I remember like when my son died, the steps I went through, and it was just like, I didn't want to eat. I was cold. I was like, so many different emotions come up. And like, it's just a wow. You live in like a movie for years and years and years until you're like, okay, let's put my feet on the ground. Let's like readjust and let's like do this right. Do this right. Like there's a wrong way. I don't know. Life. So when you have a hater or you have someone showing up in your life or when you're a hater, especially when you're a hater, you could be like, all right, what is going on with me? Is it my blue hair and I feel like everybody doesn't even care? I don't know. I'm just saying like, be so confident in yourself. Be so confident in yourself. Show up for yourself and stop trying to discourage other people or be hating on other people. Get secure with yourself. So haters, in my opinion, are insecure because that's what I found in myself when I've been a hater. I'm insecure when I talk bad about someone else. I'm insecure. I'm feeling a lack within myself when I and you have everything inside us that we need, but yet we barf out things and we behave in a manner that genuinely isn't us. So thank you to everyone who has given me the opportunity to grow, to keep being my highest and best self, because this is not over. I am only 47. I'm 47. I plan to live to be 109. Okay, I'm okay with 106. And if God sees fit, I die before that, so be it. However, I plan to live to be 109. That's why I eat plant-based. That's why I take care of myself. That's why I do my inner work. All this stuff, right? However, it turns out that's out of my control. But I can control lots of things. So if you, back to the dead people, if you have someone in your life, like who has passed away, what qualities in them or what saying did they leave, like leave a mark on your heart? My grandmother said some things about me that I think stung a little bit, because her and my mom used to tell me, or my mom used to tell me, like, your grandma said, don't worry about April, she'll be fine. She just doesn't get it. Oh, let me tell you, Grandma, I get it. I get it. And thank you, whether you said it or not. That's the story I was told. I get it more than you ever know. And so, and I remember she would always say, like she just said it actually in one phone conversation, and it was implanted up here for the rest of my life, is April, feed them. And I remember that all the stinking time, Grandma. You know I do, because you're with me all the time. My grandma splats hearts everywhere I go, and is my grandma. She does a lot of times in my walks throughout my life, leading me, knowing I'm on the right path, or in food. I love it in food, because like she'd always say, April, feed them. And so she only said it once, but I always hear her saying it since she died forever and a year ago. And I remember it because you know what that means? Do you want to know what that means to me? That means feed them, whether it's food or whether it's encouragement, whether it's the word of God, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a smiling face, whether it's clothes, whether it's a message, whatever it is, feed them. So if you had someone that passed away in your life, what is it that they placed on your heart that you can and will move out when you stop hating yourself and when you stop hating others? Because at the end of the day, you will die, because that is just the world we live in. This, whatever realm we're in, we are going to die. Dang. So if that's not sobering enough, then I don't know what is. However, my message from my heart to you today is, whether you're a hater, been a hater, or a hater, outgrowing being a hater, whatever that looks like to you, be so confident in yourself. Love yourself. Dig within yourself and be like, where is that coming from? Because there is a message in it for you, because there's always a message in everything for you, for me, for everyone around us. We need each other. There is a purpose. There is a purpose right now for you. So move that forward. And I love you so much. And I pray that you will rise above whatever you are going through. Do not be so closed-minded to think this is it. There is always a way. There is always a way. If there is a will, there is a way. There is a lot of gray areas. There is a lot of loopholes, okay? It is not just one way. Life is not just like that. So if you're in this box-minded mentality, I invite you to get out of this closed-minded, this whatever mentality you're stuck in, because you know what? You will be okay on the flip side. You will be okay on the flip side. Trust me, learning and growing is a beautiful gift that we all have if we choose into it.